Hello, everyone. This is Kristen, and today I got really present to why I do what I do again. And I was actually on social media, and I saw that one of my former clients, she had had a death in the family, and it reminded me of a meeting that I had had years ago, probably about 10 years ago. And I had a conversation with a banker at a seminar, and he said, "We are all so unhappy. We are so unhappy that we need to drink. We cannot stand our lives. They are empty and meaningless, and there was so much stress, and it's a thankless job." And he went on and on and on. And I said to him, why don't we have a conversation? Why don't we have a conversation about what some of your opportunities might be? Why don't we have a conversation about what a courageous destiny might look like for you? And he said yes, and that he would want to have me in to his division of the bank to talk to other bankers because there was so many people that were falling into this sort of depression where they weren't really living their lives. And so I was really excited about the opportunity. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if we can get a group of these people feeling really good about what they do for a living, or give them a pathway to something new, something more in tune with why they're here, why they're breathing, why, what lights up their soul. So many people are walking around right now with their soul just on dim. Like there's no fruit. They're just what I like to call 1, 2, 3ing it. So I had triplets. And for a very long period of my life before I found coaching and before I hired my first coach, I was 1, 2, 3ing it. One foot in front of the other, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Until I finally woke up and looked around my life and went, oh my gosh, who am I? And that's what this gentleman was going through. And so I reached out with him after the event. I didn't hear back from him. Reached out again. I didn't hear back from him. And I was disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, I really wanted this opportunity to go and talk to this gentleman because he was clearly just so miserable. And he had his whole life in front of him, probably 38 years old, had a girlfriend, you know, was an attractive person. He had his health, or at least I thought he did. Well, within a few days of us meeting at the event, he had passed away. He had died suddenly of like an aneurysm out of nowhere. He literally just dropped dead. And all I could think about was what he said. And that became my why. It became my why to help people live their life and breathe life into their life. Because so many times we're just settling for what we think it has to be. Like, this has to be this way. I have to go to work from 9 to 5. I have to do it this way. I can't not have that paycheck that pays for my medical. There's no other way it could be. So they don't even think about they could become self-employed and actually make way more money that they do in corporate America and be able to fund medical insurance. They don't think about those things. They think that they're stuck, and they think that there's no way they would be able to live outside of that box. And so my why was that, like, I wanted to create Courageous Destiny to help people live outside the box. Because even though I'm not going to tell you that a courageous destiny isn't scary, and it hasn't been scary finding what my life purpose was to help people live their courageous destiny and actually get the things in life that they want and that are important to them. To be able to sell and be able to have businesses that are flexible, that are passion based. I love to help people do the impossible. Like, why can't an artist actually be an up and coming field of people who are making a lot of money? The only reason why is because people think that they're stuck and they think that they have to have a 9 to 5 to support their passions. Well, what if our passions can support our life? And I realized that years ago that my passion could support my life. And then in doing so, I found a whole nother currency of life. I found my freedom. I found my ability to make decisions for myself. I found my ability to really help people go from gray to full of color, realizing that they could do it, that life didn't have to be like they'd been living it all those years. So that's why I do what I do, and that's what keeps me going. When people work with me, yes, they get bigger sales. Most of my clients are self-employed or they're in a business that they care a lot about. So maybe they're selling a product or service that's a passion of theirs. So most of them are entrepreneurs, and most of them want it to be different so they don't have to go back to a 9 to 5, so they can support themselves, so they can experience that freedom. Oh, and by the way, bring their other areas of life along with it. Have you ever heard the saying, how you do one thing is how you do all things? When you think about that, if there's an area of life that you are particularly struggling in, look to see what you're thinking about in that area. Look to see how you're relating to it. Look to see, are your actions consistent in creating something new for yourself? So I think about that gentleman often, and I think about what it might have been like had we found each other a year sooner and been able to have time to coach him and to find something different that he was more passionate about. And maybe he would have taken better care of his body, and maybe he would have taken better care of, not drank so much and things like that. Because he would have been living in freedom and happiness and love instead of feeling disappointed with his life. And to me, that's the pain, feeling disappointed, stuck, and unempowered in our life. So, how do we reverse that? Well, if it is time for you and you do not see a pathway to that, or you might see a glimpse of a pathway and you're getting that there's only so many breaths you're going to take in this life, I really want you to reach out to me. I really have been growing for 15 years. To make Courageous Destiny into, I see it as a household name because it's something that people deserve to have what they want in their life, but they don't think they can get it. So they never even try. If you're ready to try and you're ready to really grow for it, I'm looking for you right now. Thank you, everybody. You can reach me at courageousdestiny.com. You can say, I'm ready in the comments of this social media post. Find me, seek me out. Let's grow.